Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're back for Shadowlands patch 9.2.5 and the story continuation. We want to speak to Kalia Menethil in Oribos. This begins the quest chain Return to Lordaeron. Call to Lordaeron. With the Shadowlands healing, it is time to turn our attention to matters close to home again, on Azeroth. The Forsaken are mustering in the ruins of the Kingdom of Lordaeron. They seek to reclaim as much as they can of the Tirisfal Glades, to finally put the destruction left by the Fourth Wall behind them, and I intend to assist them in any way I can. I also know that for the Horde, I have much to prove. Come, join me in Brill and we can help the Forsaken together. Quest objective, meet Kalia Menethil in Brill in the Tirisfal Glades. So,
in the wake of the Fourth War, the Forsaken have begun to rebuild in Tirisfal Glades.
good for them.
Lordaeron is a land fraught with memories and pain. I'm not certain what sort of welcome I'll receive, but I ask that you meet me there.
It must be hard for her to go back there as well after everything that's happened. I mean, she's not exactly had an easy life, has she? Oh, good, the mage will send me to the Tirisfal Glades. That saves a lot of travelling. I was just thinking, how do we make an efficient route there? Let's put us... Oh, by the bridge! So this is coming from the starter zone for the undead, where you cross the bridge and then you're just close to where Brill itself is. But at the moment, look, we've got all this great big dead mess because of all that blight and stuff. So yeah, it's going to take it time to get back to its normal state. Maybe when we get the Dragonflight expansion out, maybe Brill will have a different landscape on it. That would be really, really cool, wouldn't it? Maybe finally the place can start to come back a bit more to life rather than just being like a big cemetery. Give the undead a little bit more hope, maybe. But yeah, Kalia's totally convinced she's not going to be accepted by anybody, shouldn't she? Well, let's see what we can do, because that blight is rather a bit of a mess and it's very, very dangerous, so I'm not quite sure how to get rid of that. Let's see what the plan is. Oh, come on, Belmont, be a bit nicer. She's trying to help.
As best I can, Commander.
Yeah, so he's condemned her for who her family are. I mean, you don't get to choose who your birth family are. Unfortunately, if there are bad people in it, you're not really to blame for them. Sometimes you simply can't stop them, but you're not them either. So I guess for some people, they're so angry at the rest of the family that they just can't see her. All they see is the family. It begins with my name. I am Arthas Menethil's sister, and I was once a member of the Royal House of Lordaeron, though I was never intended to rule, and nor would I seek to. Some might see me as seeking authority where I have none, or representing the Alliance when I do not. Or some hear the name Menethil and are rightly horrified by my brother's actions. But I am my own soul, and I have lost as much to the Scourge as any survivor of Lordaeron. All I wish now is to help. Let's talk about something else. Poor girl, she's not happy, is she? People have suffered, and she suffered too. They've all suffered. I guess people just need someone to try and take it out on, and she's the only person that's here. I was always fond of Brill. Much remains to be done. Let's see if we can assemble the Forsaken, shall we? Assemble the Forsaken. It's heartening to see progress has been made in rebuilding Brill. But this is only the first step. The ruins of the capital remain inaccessible because of the blight, and here is where I hope you will aid the cause. Restoring as much of the land as possible will require a gathering of minds, all working towards a singular purpose. A number of influential figures have risen to prominence among the Forsaken. Please help bring them together so we can meet and discuss the path forward. Assemble Dark Ranger Valinara, Lillian Voss, and Master Apothecary Farnell. Okay, yes, so that's some very interesting people who have been quite key in recent expansion storylines. So we need to go and assemble all the people for a discussion or a summit on how we can possibly get rid of the Blight. Farnell hopefully has an idea because he dealt with Blight for a long time. Dark Ranger Valinara. This land is ours. The plague unleashed during the war has tainted the land and disturbed the dead. That is to say, more so than they already were. That's a lot, isn't it? We have worked hard to rebuild, but people cannot complete their efforts while under threat. That's a very good point. We're going to have to take out some bad guys, aren't we? My first duty is to ensure the safety of the Forsaken. I will meet with the others as Kalia requests, but first you must help me eradicate some of these blighted. Quest objective, slay blighted soldiers in Tirisford Glades. Well, I can see a few here, look. There's at least 3 bad guys here to fight.
But we must ensure that the outskirts of Brill are secure.
I don't see anything inside the city, so it's like in this dead bit of land. There's plenty of bad guys, so we will fight a few. Oh, look, we've got a helper here. Look, we've got a friend to help us. Oh, a monk. Right, okay. Hunter and a monk. That should make it easy to get rid of these 8 people that we need. Oh, no, it's... Yeah, hunter and a monk. Oh, yeah, look, that guy's up there. Hard to get up the hill. Hard to get up that hill. There's another one down here in the sky. Oh, there's 2 more here. Let's get them. Good. This is going to go simple. Look, with 2 of us to do it together. Makes it easy, doesn't it? It looks like everything's respawning at the moment, so somebody else must have just come through recently. But yeah, this is one of the storylines that came in with the patch recently. And you can play it on every character if you want to, so if you think you missed any of the story or you just enjoy playing it, you can keep playing it through, or you can just play it on one character and say, I've done it. How are we doing? That's it then, isn't it? That's done. Let's do a quick loot. Thank you for your help, my friend. So is she still at the Scar, or has she wandered off now for the meeting? Yeah, the quest marker says she's still here, but I think she's gone off to the meeting, so we'll be turning that in when we go to the meeting. So let's go see where the other 2 are. So we want Lillian and the Apothecary. Yeah, so we've got some of the buildings of Brill, look, and then we've got scaffolding here, look, so they're rebuilding this particular building. Oh gosh, look at that. That blight is horrid. It hasn't disappeared in the slightest, has it? Ooh, that is a very daunting task, isn't it? It's huge and nasty, and it killed so many. Look at the mess it's made of the entire landscape. Wow. Yeah, I really hope that we get Tirisford Glade to have a new appearance when the next expansion comes out. That would be so cool. I long for the day when I and the apothecaries can return to our experiments in the Undercity. What a waste. Ah, it's time to meet with the other Forsaken. But who are you? Master Apothecary Farnell, at your service. Well, at the service of the Forsaken, naturally. I'm a patriarch of potions, artist of alchemy, maestro of mixtures. My concoctions and my laboratory are legendary. That is, when I had a real laboratory. But one thing at a time. Let's talk about something else. It is now time for you to meet with the Forsaken. Oh, I need to click it. Yeah, I actually have to click it, Kitty. Come on. Oh, that'd be really cool if you can eradicate the blight for us. So I remember we did some stuff for Farnell in Classic as well, so he's been there the entire time. Right. So he's actually been working on trying to make some monstrosity to clean up the blight, and he thought he'd actually got one that could maybe do it. but unfortunately it didn't work out. So he's got a head start on the idea. He's really trying things out. So that's really good news, is that he's already working on it, but he's just not quite there yet. And our final person should be Lillian, shouldn't it? Oh, she's in the actual graveyard by the looks of it.
And that's where we stand. Sylvanas is gone, and our homeland remains overrun with toxic blight.
Right, so Lillian's with the captains that we recovered in
My blade stays
Battle for
sharp.
Azeroth. This is a hard time for the Forsaken. It feels like we're always saying that, but it's true. But we'll take care of ourselves and not wait for anyone else to swoop in and save us. We have to stick together. Do you trust Kalia? I haven't decided yet, but I've got my eye on her. Let's talk about something else. Who are you? Well, we've seen Lillian a lot. I'm Lillian Voss. Who I was before doesn't matter so much now, but it's taken me a while to get there. I've tried to help others who had a rough time as much as I can, and I'll try not to disappoint them. We have to make something of this world ourselves, because the world sure isn't going to give us anything. Let's talk about something else. Yes, we keep meeting Lillian, right back from the starting zone in Classic. And then she had a big role in Battle for Azeroth. It's good that she's staying prominent.
Someone needs to make sure Kalia gets a chance to speak up for herself.
Yeah, so Lillian's saying she's not sure about Kalia, but now she's saying she wants to make sure Kalia gets a chance to talk about herself. So
this nightmare.
at last there's a place for me. Oh, poor Derek. Why are you here? My little sister Jaina introduced me to Kalia after I unexpectedly returned from the sea. Lady Kalia has helped me confront what all this means now, with patience and grace, and I will stand with her to serve. Aww.
Please, leave me be.
It's still not sounding great, but it looks like spending time with Lillian has actually helped him out a lot. Poor guy. Right, so everybody should be assembled here, and we've got... Oops, can't even get through the door. Oh dear, that's not good news, is it? This land is ours. That should give our guards some breathing room, metaphorically speaking, of course. Thank you for the help, Nuth. My pleasure. Lillian.
I live my life in the shadows.
Assemble the Forsaken. Looks like we're ready to get started. I don't think there have been this many Forsaken in one place since, well, Darkshore. But we are in our own lands now, and it's time we take care of our own. Right, so does somebody have a plan? I know Farinel's been trying to sort the Blight out. The Blight Congress. We, the Forsaken, have been through a lot since the destruction of Lordaeron, but we're determined to keep our home. Why should we give up what we've fought so hard to carve out for ourselves? Kalia is still a relative newcomer in some ways, but obviously she's known to our people. How could she not be as a sister of Arthas himself? I hope we can move forward, and that she can really help. Her voice could be a powerful one if she is really, truly committed to the people. Quest objectives: listen to the Forsaken. So let's see what everybody else thinks. Farinel had a plan, but it just wasn't quite working out for him, poor guy.
Do not linger.
Do I have to talk to somebody to start it then? Nobody's speaking.
You ask?
Oh, let's begin.
All right. What are we going to do about the plague in the Undercity?
Don't you mean what are we going to do about her?
We should focus on the Blight. Farinel, do we have any more of your plague eaters?
This is my last one! And it's a puny thing. I can make more, but to be effective, They must be formulated to survive the plague.
If I may, our allies in the Shadowlands might be able to provide insight. In particular, the Plague Lords of Maldraxxus.
Oh, that's true. Ooh, we're going to utilise our new friends. Oh, that's a good idea. What do you propose? I kind of assumed it was all going to be here.
What do you need to make your creation stronger?
But it looks like we're going to go back to Shadowlands to get help from there.
Nothing less than a pure, undiluted sample of that plague. From deep within its reaches.
How the heck are we supposed to get that?
Very well. I will help acquire that sample for you.
What? Kalia? Is she going to try and get herself killed again? That plague is deadly.
That is one solution.
You won't succeed.
Well, Belmont seems happy that she's going to try and kill herself, and Farinel's kind of sad because he wants his sample. Oh dear, my throat's not so good today, is it? Sorry about that. Sorry about it croaking. Can't control that, unfortunately. Right, Kalia, I don't want to go in there. You're going to make me, aren't you? I expected that my presence might cause friction, but I'm grateful to Lillian for her mediation and for giving me the chance to show that I am committed to helping the Forsaken people. But now, I must prove it. We are not going inside that. No way. Bye. Walk of Faith. I promised that I would help, and I shall. We need that pure sample of the plague afflicting Lordaeron, but we cannot put anyone else at risk. Come with me. Hey, that's putting me at risk. I don't want to go. I will call forth a shield of holy light to safeguard us deep into the blighted area so that we can collect that sample. The spell will require my full focus. I'll trust you to protect us from anything that might try to stop us. Are you with me? Protect Kalia inside her shield and collect the pure plague sample. This sounds like a terrible idea. Why do I always end up in these situations? Of course we're going to help her. We're not letting her go in there on her own. We need to protect her from herself, it seems.
We all have our duty.
Kalia stares out across the field of plague. Her hands tremble slightly. Let's get that plague sample. The hands trembling does not fill me with confidence.
And be wary. I can't hold back the effects of the blight for long. And we don't know what threats are lurking out there.
Target something first.
Yeah, well, I'm desperately trying to target things, so I keep getting the I can't target anything's message because I'm that desperate to make sure nothing touches her.
Overwhelming.
Are we far enough in now? Can we just take a sample here? This looks very thick and concentrated. I can barely see anything. Oh, big guy. I bet we can take it after we take him out. Yeah, so he's a dead Tauren, look. He's even got a horde shield, so he's one of the dead from the battle, isn't he? Oh, we've got to fight our own people. That's so sad.
Get the sample.
Yeah, I'm on it.
That's
Yeah,
it.
we've got it.
We need to get back. My shield is starting to fail.
Shall we run? I guess she can't concentrate while she's running. You can do it, Kalia. Hold it on. Hold it. We don't want to die again. Oh no, they're going to fight me. Come on, puppies. They're lions. Oh, I've got lions, not puppies. Why did I say puppies? I've got cats. Oh yeah, my alliance hunter's got puppies. That's why I said puppies. I don't like the idea of being under a shield that's collapsing in the middle of a great big blight field that'll kill us.
She did it. And survived.
Yay, Kalia! That got me right flustered, didn't it? Walk of Faith. That's something you don't see every day, and that's something I'm not doing again, okay? I've done it once and it got me right flustered.
Now
Oh,
to bring it
dear.
to the Plague Lords of Maldraxxus.
I hope you're right about their expertise. Lady Menethil. This could give us a fighting chance to restore the city.
Just don't tell them that the...
Kalia along with our friend here. Farinell, we'll need to bring your last Plague Eater with us too.
Do be careful with it. Should these Plague Lords bolster its resilience, the apothecaries can replicate it many times over.
Don't tell them that the most knowledgeable Plague Lord seems to be the completely crazy nutso one, so... Consulting our allies, I hope Kalia is right about these Lords of Maldraxxus. That they know how to deal with this sort of powerful plague. We've only got one Plague Eater left, too, but Farinell says he can replicate more of them as long as they're strong enough to survive. Let's get to the Shadowlands. Speak to Margrave Sindane in Maldraxxus. Okie dokie, that's what we will do then. So, any chance we get a portal over there, or do we have to find our own way? Right, so Lillian's going to come with us.
I live my life in the shadows.
Do you need something?
Right, those guys have not got anything else to say to us.
Light's blessing upon you. May you
Yeah, I
find
don't
peace.
think anybody's going to make us a portal. I think
My bow
We-
is ready.
are going to need
We will forge a new future.
to... do we just Hearthstone to Oribos? Luckily we have got a Hearthstone set in Oribos. And then we'll need to fly out to Maldraxxus then, so that could take her. That's a bit... Oh, I haven't opened up the dungeon either from the... in guy. Need to remember to do that after I've done this. Yeah, so we need to fly... We want to talk to Margrave Sindane, so...
The purpose reveals our way.
Yeah. Take the closest flight path. And go and consult with the Margrave. I think we might need a second episode for this. We'll keep going up to like half an hour-ish. Don't tend to like the videos to go too much longer than that. Then we'll see what the Margrave's got to say, see how much longer it's going to be, because we're going to have to then return to Lordaeron. So yeah, I think we're going to need a second part. Of course, when you play it through yourself, you can probably do it a bit quicker than I'm doing it, because I'm taking my time and I'm looking around at things and I'm reading all the bits of text. Trying to make sure we don't miss anything. But I like that we're starting to like tie up loose ends, like things that haven't been dealt with, so like the playground Undercity that's now being dealt with. I like that we're starting to tidy up a little bit. All of these problems that have been left and ignored for a while, we're now starting to deal with. I like it. Let's hope that the Margrave has some ideas about plagues and things. Let's hope it's one that they've seen before. Give Farinell some input, some information. Yeah, here's some of the toxic pools, look. I mean, they look toxic, but they don't look anywhere near as toxic as that mess outside of Undercity, do they? It's like it's a even more concentrated plague than the ones that the people utilise a lot. Right, let's jump on our mount. I think if we go past these mushrooms in this direction, a little bit sort of north, sort of eastish, I think she's in the floating necropolis, isn't she, just above there, look. You can see it just behind that mountain, look. Yep. I'm right, that's where she is.
Margrave Sindane has asked for our assistance in dealing with allies of Kel'Thuzad.
Sorry, Baroness Draco, not going to be doing that right now. We are on another mission. Maybe we'll come back and do that later. Depends if I have enough time. Consulting
We are
our
grateful
allies.
for your aid, Margrave.
Ah, Maul Walker. I sensed you had a part to play in this. Step forward.
You carry a rather nasty example of the unchecked and unfettered ambition of a plague maker. I trust the creator of this monstrosity has already been purged. What would you ask of the houses of Maldraxxus? Some help to get rid of this plague, please.
Victory at any price.
Margrave! Stop this treachery!
I was the one who summoned them, thousands.
Oh, we've got the text of the daily quest imposed on top of what we're trying to do, because that's like the end of the daily thing, isn't it? That might pop up a few times. We have to just try and ignore that.
Traitor will get what he deserves as well.
House of Plagues.
He and all his filth will be expunged.
The one with the knowledge you seek is a survivor of the House of Plagues. You already know him. Plague deviser Marileth, called it, our crazy old friend who thinks we're his apprentice. Plague deviser Marileth may not be the most lucid of conversationalists, but he will know what to do with your plague. Find him near the ruins of that fallen house, but be wary. Many things lurking there could end your existence without a hint of concern. Quest objective: meet Plague deviser Marileth in the House of Plagues. Okie dokie, let's go over there and find him then. He is our friend after all.
Margrave.
Oh, she's got questions.
May I speak to you concerning the nature of undeath?
You will find no one with greater knowledge on the subject than I.
Margrave! Stop this treachery!
The Forsaken
I
race
was the
through
one who summoned
necromancy,
them, thousands.
and this shared
Now
origin has
die.
provided them a sense of unity. I, however, was raised by the light. That difference has caused me to
That
wonder
traitor
if
will
I
get
can
what he
ever
deserves
truly
as
find
well.
a place
He and all his filth will be expunged. Necromancy is the art of animating unliving flesh. Here in Maldraxxus, we use the magic of death to accomplish our craft.
So that's 3 different ways of raising the undead.
Empowered by death, or light, or any other magic. Necromancy is necromancy. You perceive a difference where there is none, child.
Oh, so she says it doesn't matter how you're raised.
then perhaps I
It's
have
all
found
the
my
same
purpose.
thing.
Thank you, Margrave. Your perspective has been a great help.
So the Margrave says that necromancy is necromancy no matter how it's done. It doesn't matter whether
I stand ready
it's
to help.
magic, death magic, light, dark, whatever power raises you, you're still raised, so it's still all necromancy.
Margrave!
So she says that there's no difference between Kalia and the rest of the undead, and even the people that they've been raising here in Maldraxxus. So we've perceived a difference because one's raised by dark magic and one's raised by light magic, but they say there's no difference. So it's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? It's what you believe and how you see things, because people can see things in very, very different ways. You can make a division where there doesn't need to be one, or whether other people don't see one. So she's saying that Callie is kind of caught up in semantics rather than in any real problem. Callie's main problem, of course, is that she's Arthur's sister, which she never had any control over. That's a perceived problem from other people's vantage points. Because she's as much a victim of Arthur's works as anybody else, because Arthur's killed her father, who happened to be his father, but yeah, they're all victims of her brother, so it's kind of sad, isn't it? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go and find Marileth, and I think then we'll end the episode, and then we'll continue by turning in the quests at Marileth and going on from there in the next episode. So, hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From SoftKitty99, goodbye and happy game!